welcome to Radio St. Jerome. I'm Hart McCure.
And I'm Michael McLaughlin.
A South St. Jerome mother has taken to YouTube after police reportedly dismissed her claim that her 4-year-old child had been kidnapped and replaced by a lizard person.
Our Lady of Indomitable Fidelity School for Girls is in the news again today, this time for introducing the strictest dress code in the nation. The dress code includes unisex workwear, frilled collars, and baggy branded sweatpants.
The police done fucked up again. Another black man was shot by police outside Schmuck's grocery store for failing to deposit his shopping cart in one of the designated corrals. Citywide protests are expected.
The St. Jerome Metro Police Chief, who lost his hand in action several weeks ago, finally raised enough money to purchase a replacement. Now, instead of a right hand, he has a Gatling gun.
UFOs were spotted in the skies above St. Jerome last night, and they were all shaped like a giant penis.
A local fisherman caused controversy when he mistook a lobster for a mermaid and tried to marry it. When it came to consummation, he was unsuccessful.
The Mr. St. Jerome beauty pageant went off without a hitch last night. The new Mr. St. Jerome says, quote, "I feel pretty."
The St. Jerome Public Library was destroyed today by a salvo of Canadian surface-to-air missiles. The Canadians claim the library is being used to house U.S. troops. The surviving U.S. troops who were housed there vehemently deny this.
A local mattress store is in hot water after the owner was outed as a member of the Ku Klux Klan. One local mattress shopper was quoted saying, "I couldn't get no sleep knowing I bought a mattress from the KKK."
In tech news, something very dystopian happened today.
And finally, a truck full of 23andMe results crashed on the interstate, triggering identity crises all over the metro area. So we're going to bring in another panelist here. Welcome, Mr. Barrett Taylor.
Welcome to you guys.
So what do you think about this child being kidnapped and replaced by a lizard person? Is it plausible, not plausible? What do you say?
Well, I think we should first think about, is a lizard person a human? And are they viable as a child?
Is a lizard person an American?
Even better. Even better.
If they were human... Now, the question is, do they have rights? Is it safe? Is it ethical to kill your lizard person that's in your house?
Do they have regrowable limbs?
That is a good question.
I think that's the test,
If this lizard person can have a limb chopped off and another one grow back within a designated amount of time, yes, it does not have rights.
This could be the answer to stem cell research we've been looking for, guys.
I think it could be. I think the safe thing to do, if you think someone you know or love has been replaced by a lizard person, chop off a limb and see if it grows back. That's the only way to be safe.
Which limb is the best limb?
I think probably
I would go for the tail. I'd cut the tail off.
All right, let's go back to Our Lady of Indomitable Fidelity School for Girls.
Tell me more about this dress code, because I didn't really catch that part.
The dress code, I'm reading from script here, includes unisex workwear, frilled collars, and baggy branded sweatpants. Now, I've heard from a source close to home that the staff at the school thought these little girls were dressing just too damn sexy, and that's where the workwear came in.
Well, we have to think about the men that are around these girls, and we have to think about
we have to protect these men from
lustful thoughts,
from having lustful thoughts, and I think workwear is remarkably unsexy. We saw this with the Soviet Union. We saw that frilled collars couldn't turn on a fucking light bulb, let alone a school administrator. And baggy branded sweatpants.
Who needs them?
Who needs them when you have workwear and frilled collars? Honestly, I think the baggy sweatpants.
I think they went too far.
A little bit too far.
A little too far. So, how do you feel about this man, Mr. Taylor, being shot for failing to deposit his shopping cart in one of the designated corrals?
Well, I think he got exactly what he deserved.
those corrals are there for a reason.
Those corrals are there for a reason, and those cops are there for a reason, and...
Now, I'm just going to be here to say, nowhere in the laws of St. Jerome, the city of St. Jerome, does it say that failure to deposit a shopping cart in the designated corral is punishable by death. Nowhere in the laws does it say that.
It doesn't need to be a law. It doesn't need to be written down, though. Are these not things that we already know? When there's a corral, you corral something into it.
And you're right.
Big cart in the big slot, small cart in the small
There you
slot,
go.
and you don't leave them in the parking lot.
Or you're going to get shot.
All right, let's move on to the St. Jerome Metro Police Chief, who now has a Gatling gun for a right hand. Has the city gone too far? Has GoFundMe gone too far?
I don't think the city has gone far enough. I think that
you think they should all have
I
Gatling
think
guns?
they should all have Gatling guns for arms. In fact, I think they should take it a step further and go full Inspector Gadget. I think all police officers should have bionic limbs capable of grappling, opening cans.
We're talking about an Inspector Gadget style police force.
Yes.
Am I
yes,
correct?
yes, that is exactly correct.
Well, we got to talk about militarization of the police in general. I don't think this is good. I think this is bad. I think.
Now, do you think it is right for police officers to carry not one but two assault rifles, one in each hand, akimbo style?
Yes.
Well, if police start carrying Gatling guns for hands, gangsters start turning their gangster mobiles into tanks. I mean, where does it end?
Where does it end? Where does it end?
A lot of gangster mobiles riding around St. Jerome right now, am I right, guys?
Oh, yeah. I think I just saw one go by just now.
I'm worried about these gangster mobiles, and honestly, I feel a bit safer with our new police chief's Gatling gun hand. I just feel a little bit more at ease.
So, Barrett, what do you say about these giant penis UFOs?
I want to see photo evidence.
Hoax? Real? Who knows?
Phallic obsession.
Here's some photo evidence for you. Zip. How's that for you?
Now, I will say there is a statistic out there that I can't say anything about the veracity of this statistic, but it claims that all the reports of the giant penis UFOs were made by women and homosexuals.
Was it a girthy?
It was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's more believable. I don't know. I mean, I've always been a UFO conspiracy theorist myself. I thought they would look like pussies when they finally showed up, but now that we're seeing these penis-shaped UFOs, I don't know what...
I mean, are they sending a message? We're gonna come and fuck you up.
Now, I'm worried about the girls of Our Lady of Indomitable Fidelity's School for Girls.
What this might do to them.
Are they going to see these UFOs? Are we going to have to put them in even more
Are we going to put them in the isolation chambers again? Or...
That's a good question.
Because those haven't been used since the 80s.
I mean, these are the future wives and mothers of St. Jerome. We've got to keep them safe.
So we need to put them away in a closed environment for years on end.
I agree, and I think
we're on the same page on this one, guys.
All right.
I think so too.
Now let's go to the local fisherman who believed a lobster he caught was a mermaid.
Now this is a classic mistake.
It's a classic mistake.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
We've all tried to marry a mermaid. We've all tried lobsters. Now, I don't know how this guy got his P's and Q's all crisscrossed because a lobster is not a mermaid, folks.
What if it was a manic pixie dream lobster?
Well, he was unable to consummate, so I think he should know by now.
But he tried.
He tried.
He tried.
I think the man deserves an award. I think he deserves a medal.
Do you think that this man could perhaps be a future contestant in the Mr. St. Jerome beauty pageant? I mean...
Well, I actually interviewed the man, and he is not a contender.
What I want to know...
That's why he's settling for lobster-shaped
Here's the issue, though.
Yeah.
What are our fishermen doing with our fish before we get them?
That is the question.
How many mermaid accidents have occurred in the last few years and how many
you
of
don't
those
think-
mermaids
you don't
have I
think-
eaten? And have I eaten a mermaid when it's actually a lobster, or have I eaten a lobster thinking it's a mermaid? I don't know.
You don't think when you're eating your lobster, down at the place, and you
Yeah.
don't think that some fisherman tried to jam his penis into there.
And when I'm fucking the local mermaid, I don't want to suddenly look down and be like, that's a fucking lobster.
No,
Yeah, I don't
it's
wanna
the
be-
opposite of what you want.
I don't want to be fucking the local mermaid and thinking, I thought crabs was bad.
Alright, let's move on to the Mr. St. Jerome beauty pageant. What do you think about this, Barrett? A lot of cities don't have a Mr. Beauty pageant for men. St. Jerome, this is really the pride of St. Jerome.
You said the winner was feeling pretty though, right?
Yeah,
So
the
it's
winner
not
said, and now, I'm reading this here. It says, and I quote, "I feel pretty." Now, I'm all for men and beauty pageants, and I've always been one for pageantry, but a man feeling pretty, I think this goes against
St. Jerome standards.
it goes against
Christian values.
St. Jerome's Christian values that it's known for.
Yeah. Well, this is a tradition, but sometimes there's a tradition that has to be
bucked.
examined, revisited.
It's tough. It's tough to say. I mean, was he pretty? I think he was very pretty.
I think this should come up at the next witch trial. And,
Yeah.
we should put this on the docket.
Mr. St.
I mean, do I wish that I felt pretty? I sure do. But do I want our young, lithe, nimble boys feeling pretty? No, I don't.
Why
I
not?
don't.
Why are we concerned about feeling pretty when we could be concerned about feeling witty?
That's a good question. And the witty jokes portion of the pageant was actually canceled this year. It was replaced with a puns portion, which had the women loved it,
Ugh,
the men of taste despised it.
love a good pun.
Let's move on to the ongoing war with Canada. So the St. Jerome Public Library, historic building actually, built, if I'm correct, in 1649.
It was
1651.
It was 1651, I think.
Was destroyed by a salvo of Canadian surface-to-air missiles.
Yeah, I heard that the other day.
So, my question is, President Trump, where's the retaliation? Where's the love for the city of St. Jerome? Now, we're very close to the Canadian border, so, were there troops quartered in the St. Jerome Public Library? Let's be real here.
It's like, were there troops? I don't believe so. I asked some of the troops that were there, and they said it's highly unlikely that there were any troops in the building. And when we were at the building with these troops that we were inside together right after the attack, I thought to myself, this is a tragedy for the city, for the troops, for America.
It is. It's a tragedy for all America, really. And you know what? I gotta say, I'm a little pissed off that I'm not seeing this on CNN. We're getting no love.
I'm just upset we weren't able to teach these soldiers how to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, who's to say one or two of them didn't pick up a book while they were allegedly quartered in the
Yeah,
library?
Who's to say that the future Mr. St. Jerome couldn't have been among those soldiers that was killed while not?
Our pretty, lithe, nimble young boys are being attacked by Canada. This aggression against the St. Jerome Public Library will not stand. And we can't allow it to just go uncontested. I think we're going to all want some retaliation from President Trump on this one.
I want blood.
I
want it to be Canadian.
I want it to be Canadian blood.
a Canadian war. What a nice war. What a kind, apologetic war.
The Canadians did say sorry afterwards.
That's fair to say that it's a sorry.
Sorry.
So let's move on to the KKK mattress store owner. Barrett, could you get any sleep knowing you bought a mattress from the KKK? And have you actually bought a mattress from KKK?
Well, I buy all my mattresses exclusively from Black Panther members, so I'd say that I'm getting the best, safest night's rest I could possibly have.
Right.
If I were to find out that a Klan member sold me a mattress,
I'd be beside myself.
I'd be beside my bed, that's for sure.
I'd be beside it rather than on top of it.
Beside it now.
I mean, I don't know how you could make love on top of hate like that. So, in other news, tech news, something very dystopian happened today, and whoever wrote our news script today didn't inform us of which dystopian thing happened. And I think this is because I think the message we're getting here, Michael and Barrett, is that dystopian things are happening every day in tech. And it's scary, and we should be concerned. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a message. Yeah, please do not be concerned by the dystopian things happening in tech.
Yep.
There's no cause for alarm.
Well, there is, but
I'm getting
I'm getting a text message and it says there's absolutely no cause for alarm. Signed, you don't want to know who. Now,
yeah,
I'm not worried at all. I think this dystopian thing that happened, dystopian things like we said.
I mean, I don't even think we need to know. I don't even think we need to know. I think it's almost
let's
better
just
that we
let that
don't
shoe
know.
drop when it drops.
When the other shoe drops, then we'll be sorry.
When the shoe drops, we'll put the shoe on. And we'll walk out the door and not think about
Put the
it.
shoe on the other foot.
So what about these 23andMe results that crashed on the interstate, triggering identity crises all over town? How do you feel about that?
Hart, you did the 23andMe.
I did. I learned that I am 1.3% Botswanian. I'm black.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude! I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did the 23andMe results, and it turns out I'm 100% that bitch. That's right. I'm talking Lizzo.
Oh, I didn't realize we had a celebrity in the room.
Is that Lizzo in the room? Lizzo, is that you? Yeah.
Alright, boys, I think it may be time to wrap up. This has been Radio St. Jerome. I'm Hart LeCure.
I'm Michael McLaughlin.
Barrett
and this
Taylor.
is Barrett Taylor.
Hello.
Signing off.
Hasta la vista.
Bye-bye.